This is Rabbi Harvey Hoffman from Century Pines Jewish Center, recording video for the lesson to be learned from Parashat Korach, which we'll be reading on the Sabbath of the 24th of June. And the Sabbath before then, we read Shalach. And Shalach tells us about how the Jewish people acted against God. They rebelled against God. With the episode of Korach, we have the Jewish people rebelling against the authority of Moses and Aaron. You'll find that the two different situations are really one and the same. The rebellion against Moses is a continuation of the rebellion against God. And we're going to find out why from the very first sentence in Parashat Korach. Parashat Korach reads as follows, sentence 1. This is Numbers, chapter 16, sentence 1. Vayikach Korach, and Korach took. Then it goes on to say who Korach was, his lineage. Ben Yitzhar, Ben Kohat, Ben Levi, the son of Yitzhar, the son of Kohat, the son of Levi. V'datan v'Aviram and Dasan and Abiram, b'nei Eliav, the children of Eliav, v'on ben Pelet, b'nei Ruvain. So these three men from the tribe of Ruvain joined Korach in his rebellion. But it doesn't say exactly what Korach took. What did he take? There's no direct object in the verb for the verb vayikach. And Korach took. What did he take? Answer: some people are into taking and taking and taking. They don't know the importance of giving. They know the importance of taking. And they take and they take, and they won't stop taking until you set limits for them. Other than that, if you don't, they're going to keep on taking. Some people are givers. Moses was a giver. Aaron was a giver. They couldn't stop giving to the people, love and brotherhood, friendship and peace. That's all they wanted to do 24/7, 365 throughout the 40-year wandering in the desert, was to bring peace to the people of Israel. What did Korach want? It doesn't say what he took. It just says he took. All of Korach's life, he wanted one thing only: lekicha, the act of taking. That's all he wanted. That's all he knew. That's all he cared about. That's important in the eyes of the rabbis of Pirkei Avos, the chapters of the fathers. When Korach persuades everybody that wants to follow him that Moses, and through nepotism his brother Aaron, have an unordained, phony authority over the Jewish people. Moses, why can't we all take turns being the Kohen? Why can't we all take turns being the priest and the high priest and all his sons? Why do you give this to your brother Aaron? Didn't God tell us at the foot of Mount Sinai, you are all a kingdom of priests and a holy nation? Do we really think that Korach had the best intentions in mind? Sounds like he did from his speech. But did he? The rabbis read as follows, chapter 5 of Pirkei Avos, Mishnah 20. Every controversy, which is for the sake of heaven, will ultimately endure. It'll result in something constructive being done. But any controversy which is not for the sake of heaven will ultimately not endure. Nothing good is going to come from it. What is the prototype of a controversy which is for the sake of heaven? This is the controversy between Hillel and Shammai. Now, the houses, the schools of Hillel and Shammai, two great sages, that lived, they were contemporaries, and they lived in the last part of the BC period on into some of the AD period, Second Holy Temple period, had a rivalry between each other. Hillel and his school would have one attitude towards a certain halachic question, a certain religio-legal matter. Shammai invariably had the opposite attitude towards it. And yet both men and their students respected the other school of thought implicitly, because both men and their students, of course, knew and understood that although they may have at times bitterly disagreed regarding certain halachic issues, they both had the same intention: to bring the world closer to God, closer to a day and age of universal peace, brotherhood, the Messianic age. And they respected the good intentions of the opponents implicitly. There was never a problem in terms of their being bitter and angry towards each other. But with Korach, that's not the case. The rabbis go on in the same Mishnah in Pirkei Avos to say as following: what is the prototype of a controversy which is not for the sake of heaven? That is the controversy of Korach and all his company. Now, stop and think about that for a minute. Didn't we just get finished hearing Korach tell Moses, Moses, we're all a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. That's what God said at the foot of Mount Sinai before he gave us the commandments. Well, if that's the case, Moses, let's be democratic about the priesthood. Was he really democratic? Was he really out for the benefit and the well-being of the Jewish people? Remember, Korach took all his life. He took for the sake of taking. The Torah doesn't tell us what Korach took. It just tells us Korach was the kind of man who took and never gave back. That's important for the sake of Korach's followers, just as it is important for the sake of Korach's opponents, the followers of Moses and Aaron. In fact, Reuven Balka, in his wonderful commentaries on the chapters of the Fathers, reads as follows. He writes as follows: the prototype of an argument which is for self-aggrandizement, for personal gain, is precisely the controversy of Korach and all his company. The non-durability of such controversy is evidenced in that it is branded as a controversy of Korach and all his company, not a controversy between Korach and Moses. As far as Moshe was concerned, it is not a matter of protecting a position. For Korach, it was a matter of gaining position. The controversy is between Korach and his company. Korach had no intention of rewarding his colleagues with any kind of position in the society that he would set up if his mutiny against Moses and Aaron was successful. The controversy is between Korach and his company. He had every intention of deceiving them out of any power that they thought, just as he wanted to deceive Moses and Aaron out of their power. Wherever Balka goes on, Rabbi Reuven Balka, as follows: where self-gain is the motive, one is hard-pressed to keep peace, even within one's own ranks. It's too bad about Dasan and Abiram and On ben Pelet. They thought they would gain advancement in society if they sided with Korach. Little did they know he had no intention of giving them anything, and as a matter of fact, for all you know, he was going to hurt them too. This is Rabbi Harvey Hoffman from Century Pines Jewish Center, located in Century Village of Pembroke Pines, wishing you a good week and a good Shabbos.